course, basically we were talking about, you said you work 3 days, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I was like, okay, does that mean on Tuesday, Thursday, you're still working, but you love it so much, like it's like content or something that you enjoy, so it's not considered work? Or is it a true hard cutoff, like these days I completely reallocate in my life that it's only time for my wife or my kids?
Yeah. I'm glad that you're asking this, Cody, because I'm going to clear up a misunderstanding. When I am working, I am an artist in the business. When I'm not being an artist, this brain has the capacity to work on business all the time. The truth is, I'm probably working 100 hours a week. Yeah. But one, my work is play. And more importantly, I limit the time that I spend being an artist when I'm working. So what that means is, when I say artist, there's only 3 positions in life and work. You're an artist, you're a manager, or you're an owner. When you're an artist, you are paid to do an activity. If you're a manager, you're paid to make people do the things they're supposed to do. And when you're an owner, it's purely passive. You own it. It doesn't really require a status of time, or very little, because you might have input on like the board of directors.
Do you know what it looks like to partner in real estate with me? Check it out. I've got people all over the world that watch me on social, and they realize, wait a second, Kris, I've got money sitting in 401ks, IRAs, equity in my home that is doing nothing. As in, it's earning single-digit ROIs, and it's not gonna compound meaningfully to give me the retirement that I want, because at the age of 65, the average person has $255,000 in retirement. It's not a ton. But partnering with me means putting that money into real estate and letting money perform for you in incredible ways. If you want to access double-digit returns in real estate and yet not have to do any of the work, leave it up to me and my team. Click the link below, learn about partnering. Let me show you my track record on my last $2 billion worth of deals.
I'm an artist for like 3 days a week. But because I'm an owner all the time, I could be totally present with my kid doing some kind of activity, and in between, my mind is gonna be thinking, I wonder if we could do this a little better. I wonder if we could do that a little better. How would I do this better? And so mentally, because I've removed all minutia, like I look like a worthless human being in the real world because I don't go to the gas station ever. I don't run errands. I don't prepare food. I measure every lost 10 seconds. Every lost 10 seconds is meaningful to me, which means that if I can do anything to save 10 seconds, I will. If not needing to recall something will save me 10 seconds or a minute or 3 minutes, that's what I'm gonna do. So time, people say all the time, my time is my #1 asset. No one means it. No one actually believes it. One, because they're overcommitted and they're too busy. So that already tells me that they don't value their time. You don't value your time until it is worth way more than you earn. You don't value your time until you are earning so much money above the average person that it forces your lifestyle to change. In other words, the world is filled with people that make $50,000, $100,000, and $250,000 a year, and they're artists. And then they get capped, and they don't know how to get to the level above. And sometimes the more money you make, the more trapped you are. Take a doctor. Cannot even begin to tell you how many doctors I know that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and don't want to do it anymore. But guess what kind of alternative careers are available to them to earn the same kind of money with less time? None. Which means they should stop living Parkinson's law, spending what they make, and they have to make their money, which are the resources, work differently to get out. And for them, it's a steeper climb. It's better if you're making a ton of money to spend way less so that you have not enslaved yourself, strong word, to debts that require a really high lifestyle to make it happen. You always want to be making way more money in lifestyle. It'll always give you more freedom. It'll always give you more options. So I'm tangenting, but bottom line is that I will be an artist 3 days a week. And then the rest of it is time with my kids, time with my wife, time to travel, time for me, time to play. And, I was my brothers came to town for a reunion. We were doing Top Golf, and we were going trail riding, and we were having all sorts of fun. And I could do all that and balance my work life because I'm careful how much time is spent artisting.
Kris, what is your opinion on like going through a grind phase of
couple of years working 60 to 100 hours a week.
Yes. So first of all,
to build up cash flow.
I will never associate a grind phase with a period of time. I will associate a grind phase with an outcome.
I love it.
So
you're okay with the grind phase?
Do I believe in grinding? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I believe in grinding for years? No.
Yeah.
No, that's a lack of appropriate. I'll put it to you this way. Everyone gets to set their own standards. And if you say, I'm going to grind for 5 years, and then I'm going to be free, well, you're establishing a standard. And what you're establishing is that you have to grind for a period of time when it should, if you value time, it should be about grinding to a result.
Yes.
So let me share like a secret with you. Malcolm Gladwell says you need 10,000 hours to master something.
Right.
It's not true. It's true your first time. But just like learning a second or third or fifth language, it gets easier. It's because you learn to learn. My ultimate way of not needing 10,000 hours to master something is I hire a master. We call them mentors. And I say, hey, mentor, I don't want to grind 10,000 hours. I'm paying you to teach me how to grind the least amount to operate at your level. And I can sometimes hit mastery in less than 200 hours. Not 10,000. Why? Because I found a shortcut. And there's always a shortcut. And that's because the result is more important than the hours. If you can command a result in less time, then you'll start really valuing time.
Kris, you mentioned you had 20. That was amazing. You mentioned you had 26 mentors. Like, I assume you have them from finance and investment to that's your area, but from health, I know you have.
Yes.
Who do you pick out and how? Who's been some of the biggest ones? Just elaborate on that.
So I'll share with you how I pick my mentors today and who many of them are.
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about building wealth. Am I an expert in real estate?
Yes.
No. I'm an expert in a type of real estate.
Single family?
I'm an expert in short-term buy and holds in single-family real estate. Does that make me an expert of multifamily? No. By the way, do I want to become an expert of multifamily?
Of course.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Only if I dishonor my time. Let me show you.
I understand.
You should seek to master things. You should master a handful of financial things, not 20, not 30, a handful. You should seek to master your body, and you should seek to master your approach to meaningful relationships. 3 things. Master your body. By the way, Josh is about to go into body mastery with being in a 9-month physique competition. He'll learn more about the way his body works in 9 months than he has his entire life. So he's mastering his body, which is preparing him for a more meaningful life later in life too, while having more energy today. Would you all agree?
Yeah.
At some point, if you want to master your body, you're going to have to understand your belief system around it. You're going to have to understand food at all angles. You're going to have to understand how your body does food. You're going to have to understand exercise. You're going to have to understand joyful movement, and you're going to have to understand how to put muscle on it. You have to understand all of those things. So once you've mastered it, you get the benefit of it for how long? Forever.
That's the beauty.
At some point, you're going to want to master that. Relationships. If you don't have a strategy to growing your relationships meaningfully, then you will struggle in your relationships as a blind spot your entire life. So at some point, you need relationship coaches to show you how to stay on cloud 9, which is like where love is always at the highest level, intimacy is at the highest level, connecting in friendships at the highest level. And that means that you've got to learn how to have a great relationship with you and God, you and your spouse and your children, friends, colleagues. Because even though they all look like different relationships, for me, managing a relationship all comes down to boundaries and emotional intelligence. So that's a secondary mastery. Now let's talk about finance.
Well, it's like you said it comes down to what things?
In a relationship,
Yeah.
it comes down to boundaries and it comes down to emotional intelligence. So for example, if we are fighting in our relationship, it's because one of us or both of us has not mastered our emotional intelligence. To be angry is to be honoring a belief while pointing the finger at the other person or ourselves, blaming them for something. The third thing to master is money. You don't need to master more than a few things. You need to master investing, how you evaluate investments. You need to master your core career so you can earn as much money as possible in it. And you might master a couple more things. So to answer your original question, do I want to be in multifamily? Yes, but I also want to be in franchise, and I also want to be in oil and gas, and I also want to be in business exits, and I want to basically, I'm alsoing right now in about 22 categories. I have a choice. I can go for my Malcolm Gladwell hours on 22 things, which will take me decades, or I can partner with experts and lean on their Malcolm Gladwell hours, bring something else to the table, and harness what they have. So what I'm doing is I am now hacking in the way that Henry Ford did. Modern father of the automobile, knew nothing about cars and engines. He had a vision for bringing automobiles to the masses. So he surrounded himself with the best engineers, with the best designers, the best craftsmen, the best people for automation and assembly, and he allowed that incredible mastermind to create this modern day. So he held the vision. Nothing will make you more money or bring more greatness or bring more value than the level of personal leadership as a visionary that can organize the matter, organize the people, organize the expertise, organize the resources to bring about an outcome. That's the master skill. So do I need to master multifamily to appreciate it at its highest level? I don't. Do I need to master oil and gas to appreciate it and receive the benefits at the highest level? I don't. But in those situations, I'm giving up, in most cases, half. I'm giving up half because I'm not the expert. But I'll give up half any day of the week to work with the best in the world. That's another time hack. It's who you surround yourself with, it's who you partner with, it's who you do business with. So, who are some of these 26 mentors that I have?
What was the fourth thing? What was the fourth thing?
3.
Oh, 3. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah.
So, for example, Coach Yo-Yo, he's my physique competition coach.
Yeah.
I'm learning from him. Coach Russ Yeager and John Madsen are 2 other coaches that are experts in the body transformation space who are teamed up with me because I'm a master in the breakthrough space. Take breakthrough, combine it with physique, and you put the 2 together and you have an unstoppable force. I lean on their expertise, they lean on mine. 1 + 1 = 1,000. Okay, so I have health experts. I've also decided on my health channel that gets millions of views every week that I'm not the fitness expert. I don't want to be. I want to be the breakthrough expert because you can't do everything.
Yeah.
But you can do anything. So I'm picky and choosy on what I want to do, and I pick my battles. And I ask myself, my destiny will be a byproduct of what I choose to master. So do I want to be the guy that everyone wants to work out with and get a meal plan from? No, I have people for that. For me, it's far more fulfilling to be the breakthrough expert. So there's help. In managing all my money, I have a family office. I have a team of people, from my CPA to my CFO to my family office, a group of people that manage my wealth. These people vet investments, they review opportunities, they do tax efficiencies. They're experts at this game. Conservation easements, buying jets, commercial buildings. It's not just about making money off of them. I have to look at the tax benefits. These guys are experts. They are my mentors in the space. And I watch and I learn and I become smarter, but I lean on their expertise. In business, I will not in the next day catch Roland Frazier on 1,000 business exits. So I've partnered with him on 29 of my companies. And I learned so much from being in partnership with Roland Frazier, from basically tapping into his lifelong experience. Now I've been able to innovate beyond him in certain areas. I have a new company, a private equity firm, that we're launching something in a few weeks called CEO Bootcamp, and it's just for my private companies to learn, and Josh is going to be invited into this. CEO Bootcamp is where I teach my business partners how I run business as an expert. I have a cut in their business. By investing in them and showing them how to grow their business at a higher level, I benefit by bringing us together. That is a place where I choose to be because it allows me to get incredible leverage and touch everything. So just imagine this right now. How does Kris Krohn get to $1 million an hour? I don't know. Let's say he takes 10 of his very promising companies that are very profitable, and he puts all of these different companies into an inside, non-public training program, and he shows them collectively how to have the strongest cultures. He shows them how to incentivize their people, shows them how to prep for exit, shows them how to measure the right things, and a whole bunch more. And let's say they all start playing at a double rate than what they were on track for. Hello? That's a 7-figure play. That's one of my big 7-figure moves right now, because there's always a way for you to grow your value per hour. Make sense?
That's